Hey everyone, it's Ty, Big Girl the Big Girl here, and I am just doing a little checkup. Let's see, I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 9.5 months post-op of the VSG surgery. So I'll just hurry and jump to my numbers. My all-time highest weight was March 2012, and I hit 333 pounds. Right before surgery, I had gone down to 280 pounds. That was February 26, 2013. And as of today, December 8th, I am 201 pounds. So, my weight loss has been slow but steady. I'm so happy. I was just barely on vacation and I had hit Wonderland. But, different scales, different elevations, it's different, but still, it's fantastic because I've been just having really big stalls. I've been, lifting heavy weights and stuff, so I just keep hoping that it's just my body just transforming, gaining lean muscle, because there's no way that I'm gaining weight because I'm working out a lot. I aim to work out 5-6 days a week, depending on my schedule. Like this week and on my vacation, I worked out a little bit, but not too much. This week I worked out twice with my trainer. But other than that, I really slacked off. I was going to work out yesterday, Saturday, but I ended up going into work all day, trying to catch up from a week vacation and then getting back and having to do everyone else's work because so many people are out of the office. It can be hard. So yeah, when I got home last night, actually the gym was even closed early. So I just am getting ready to go to the gym right now. And so I thought I'd hurry and just make a quick video, just saying how things have been going. So for the last month, I've been home alone. My boyfriend's been on a business trip, and suckily enough, I know that's not a word, but he came home when I went on vacation to go to Utah to see my family and my new nephew. So that really sucked because I sent him home for Thanksgiving. But I think it's good because I'm able to just really focus on me and getting in a good routine for everything that he needs to do. So one thing that I've really started implementing is pre-preparing my meals. I cook 1 day a week and I prepare everything for the whole week. I try to put them in little containers so they're already pre-portioned out. Like one of my meals that I make is rice, beans, and shredded chicken. And I just mix it all together. I don't know if you have like El Pollo Locos where you are, but it's sort of like a pollo bowl. You could put more on it, but this is just the basics for me. So it's got my carbs and my protein. And it keeps me pretty full. I can just feast on it for a while and it gets me, what I need. I also have my protein shakes in the morning. I pre-prepare eggs. I make scrambled eggs for the whole week and I make them in the oven. Super easy. Just 350. You put I only do 6 eggs for the whole week. You can make a bigger batch, but I do 6 eggs in sort of like an 8x8 pan. And I think you put, what is it, like a cup of water? No, half a cup. Sorry, I think it's like half a cup of water or milk. And then you just mix it all together. And I put like hot sauce and onions, ham, salt, pepper, whatever. And I just mix it all together. And then you put it in the oven for 8 minutes, pull it out, mix it all around, put it back in for another 8 minutes, pull it out, mix it all around. Yeah, it may take a little bit longer, but they come out nice and fluffy. So you put it in one more time for another 2-3 minutes, depending on how you want them. When I put onions in, they get a little more liquidy, so I try to dump some of the water out when it starts to get to the end, and I want them to be more firm. But still, it turns out delicious. Perfect eggs, and I have them for the whole week. And I didn't have to, mess with them on the stove or anything. You can do whatever you want. Add some cheese, vegetables, whatever. And it works great for me. And I just pre-portion them, and then I have my meal for the week. So I have those. Sometimes I've been making breakfast burritos with them. Learned how to wrap burritos so that they don't come apart and everything, and that's perfect also. I need to just really get better tortillas and figure that all out, or maybe just take a break from the tortillas. I don't know. But it all just depends, you know. Of course, this is what works for me. One thing I have learned throughout my weight loss journey is that not everyone is the same. Some people may be gluten intolerant and not realize it, so therefore when they cut carbs pretty much all the way, then things are better for them. With me, my low blood pressure is still just throwing me for a loop. It's very hard to be able to try to manage that. The more carbs I eat and the more salt, the better I feel, because of course that's upping my blood pressure. But that's not good for, you know, like water retention and everything. And I don't want to have to take, you know, I can take supplements and I try to get as much water as I can, but that's still really hard because I don't want to be so reliant on that kind of food. So, yeah, I'm just trying to figure it all out for me. And just lifting more, I'm starting to get more shape. I haven't really done a whole body shot. I wonder if I can get you guys to see a whole body shot. Let me see. I am in, just my sports bra and my running pants. One thing that's really nice is my skin has not been too loose. Let me see if I could at least stand up and show you my stomach, a closer picture. You can see how it's sort of, let me see if you can get more light. You see the stretch marks, the scars, it's sort of loose, but it's just moves. A little bit lower, sorry, bad pictures, but you can see how it just sort of is sagging. But for having lost 130 pounds, I am so blessed. I see people who just have it hanging and hanging and hanging. I have a little bit here still, but it's not a roll anymore. Same here, just flat. So that's really nice. I now have a collarbone, which is fantastic. I didn't have that before. Well, yeah, of course I had it, but it didn't show before. Let me see if I can step back and show. Oh yeah, that works just nicely. So you can sort of see, let me do this, sorry. Now I have more of a rounded butt, which is nice, because when I had a butt before, but it was just fat, not really shaped, but it looked more like a butt. When I lost all the weight, it just went boom, and it just went flat. Now it's nice and round, which makes me really happy. So here's just the whole body shot. So, you know, I'm happy. You know, I just have this little bit here that's still hanging. Sorry, I tried to not show too much, but, and then you can sort of just see right here, it's just barely hanging. I don't even know if I can really consider these rolls anymore. So, like I said, let's just get a little bit closer view. That's the worst I have. My skin's really shrunk down. And to be completely honest, sorry, I will get dressed again. I'm sorry, I just know people like being able to see body shots. For how much I've lost, and it has been a little bit longer than a lot of people. A lot of people have a lot more dramatic time-wise results. And I'm grateful for this. Yes, it's frustrating sometimes. I want it just gone. I see how fast some people are losing, but I think about it and it's just, you know, losing at a slower rate allows my skin to be able to adjust. And who knows, maybe with my toning and everything, I won't have to have skin removal surgery. There's one thing I noticed about my stomach is before it looked a little bit more concave sometimes, but I still had all the hangy, like a lot more hangy than I have now, but it was sort of like thinner. But I feel like it's sort of shrinking up and in. I'm not completely sure if that's true, if maybe something's just funny is happening with my stomach, but I'm happy. Sometimes it is hard because with how wrinkly it looks, with my legs too. I don't know if you necessarily want to see my legs. Okay, heck, I'll show you. Sorry, this is me stripping down to my underwear, so if you do not want to see, I promise it will not be all sexy, anything like that, but that way you can sort of see how my legs are. They are a bit, can you sort of see, they're very jiggly. The skin just moves like crazy. And it's just sort of, I don't know, it's just really elastic. And, you know, like I said, it looks okay, but sorry, that was my butt. I just realized what I was wearing. Hopefully not too much of a showing. If you follow Instagram, you see a lot more than that. But there you go. So it just is it just moves a lot. And if anything, I may have to have, you know, the thigh lift. So we'll see. But like I said, you know, like my bum's shaking, not shaking, shaping. And so I'm just hoping that as I continue to weight lift, that everything's just gonna shrink. I'm crossing my fingers. But there you go. That's just my updates right now. I'm feeling great. My trip was great with my family and things are going well. And just trying to make the most out of my alone time. I have 3 more weeks of that. Sorry, just not 3, 2. Less than 2 weeks. So I'm just gonna do what I can to be positive and focus on me. And not worry too much about the scale, but once I'm for sure into Wonderland, not just playing and dabbling back and forth over the line, I will definitely let you guys know. But ultimately, I'm not too worried about the scale right now. It's just, you can't be. When you start getting to this phase where you have to focus on just results, not really results, but lifestyle is what I mean. Super important that you don't care about the scale because it can be hard, and when you don't see it down and you're working your butt off, it's really hard. But you have to remember sometimes that, but not lie to yourself, you may be gaining muscle. Don't be like, oh, I'm gaining muscle when you really know that you are not doing enough. I sometimes fall into that lie. So anyways, there you go. I'm just gonna say goodbye because I'm approaching 13 minutes, but thank you to all my new subscribers. I hope this video is at least informational. Ask questions if you want. Sorry, I know I'm not on here a ton, but thank you for all the comments and support. You know, it's always great to see. So, all right, well, take care, everyone. Have a great day.